Maneater played while the room swayed to this escapade. It's Rhyme and Reason 610.
There's a rhyme and reason for your life. There's a rhyme and reason why you're here.
Hey there, Tony here again, and I'm talking again about kind of another road story and kind of going back to Atlanta, Georgia again. Not just kind of, I am going back. And this was actually in 1982 when I played a couple of times. Well, let me think about this. 1981 or 1982, as if that matters to you. But I played a couple of times for about a month each time at a once famous barbecue restaurant in the great city of Atlanta, Georgia. And it was just me and my Helpin' Still Roadmaster piano and my microphone and a small sound system. I hadn't done a solo thing in quite a while at that point, so I was pretty nervous. But as it turned out, the managers and staff really liked me, and they made me feel good and feel at ease. So I had a short but a successful run there. One thing I remember is how Hall & Oates were real big at that point. And somebody made sure that their current hit at that time, Maneater, was playing during the breaks. When I would take a break, they turn on their music and it'd be in the background. It wasn't like it was this full-blown thing. But they played Maneater and other Hall & Oates hits and other 80s hits, whatever was going on at the time. So you remember that song, right? Maneater? Oh, there she goes. Watch out, boys, she'll chew you up. Remember that one? Okay, that was the number one song for Hall & Oates for 4 weeks. It was around this time of the year, back in 1982. And I guess they'd had a string of number one hits at that point. I think it was 5 in a row. But that song was just one of the random and odd memories that I have from my days at Jilly's Barbecue. That was the name of the place. Because as it turns out, and I definitely didn't know then, Jilly's was apparently a place for some, well, shall we say, less than legitimate business activities. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying over here? In fact, I just read an old article that said that the restaurant's principals, and this is a quote, so I wouldn't normally say restaurant's principals, but the ones who were franchising it, because there were actually at least 2 of them in the greater Atlanta area, maybe more than that. I played at one, and the ones who were owning, I guess the owners who were franchising it, were later investigated for trafficking in marijuana and cocaine. Yeah. And the article also said, now get this, over the next decade, several apparently execution-style murders. And the feds took the main owner to court, and they won a conviction. And actually, I got to say, I don't doubt all that was true, because I remember one incident with a pretty young woman asking me to follow her to another room during one of my breaks. This was a restaurant that had multiple areas in it, let's say. You've been to restaurants where they divide them up into different areas where people can be seated, and this one was no different. Had it was kind of a cool place, actually. Cool-looking place. But she said, everybody wants to meet you. So I thought, okay, I'll go with you. And as we arrived in the other room, she asked me if I'd like to, quote, powder my nose. And I started to laugh, a little chuckle, because, well, whether you believe this or not, I didn't do cocaine. I never did. I never did drugs. I never even smoked marijuana. I never did any of that stuff. I was just too darn boring for all that. But at that moment, I kind of felt like I was in a video for the Maneater song. But, I politely refused the free buzz. And I just quickly went back to the safety of my Helpin' Still and stayed put. And for me, it was really nothing short of bizarre. But this was back in a time when Atlanta also had to-go cups for your drinks. And not just fountain drinks. I mean your margaritas, martinis, and Manhattans, too. My favorite was a melon ball, but that's another story. I'll share that some other time maybe. So I guess really what the moral of this story, if there is one, this is it. Stay on the straight and narrow. Be a good chick or a good dude, because you'll save mucho dinero and you won't get barbecued. Thank you so much for tuning in to this wild and crazy powder your nose kind of episode on the Rhyme and Reason podcast. It's an honor to me to have you there as we're finishing out 2020, and I'm sure a lot of people are glad that we're doing that. I just want to say again how much I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you'll share it with others who you think might get a kick out of this. And as I continue here, I'll be adding in some more music, festive music for the season, okay?
You wake up on Christmas and find that the whole world's dressed in grace, a whole different place. It's only on Christmas and no other day rings half as true. Yeah, it's ringing for you. Christmas is the one day when God became a man, when peace on earth began and ended so fast. But Christmas is the one day the hope can rise again inside the hearts of men. So why don't we make it last? Why don't we make it last? When you're living in Christmas, keeping the gift inside your heart. It's like a new start. Let me tell you that there's nothing like Christmas to give you back what you gave away. So tell me, what do you say? Christmas is the one day when God became a man, when peace on earth began and ended so fast. But Christmas is the one day the hope can rise again inside the hearts of men. So why don't we make it last? Why don't we make it last? It's not about your riches that will leave you when you die. It's the love of the Creator that should keep your spirit high. Christmas is the one day when God became a man, when peace on earth began and ended so fast. But Christmas is the one day the hope can rise again inside the hearts of men. So why don't we make it last? Christmas is the one day when God became a man, when peace on earth began and ended so fast. But Christmas is the one day the hope can rise again inside the hearts of men. So why don't we make it last? Why don't we make it last?
Till then, until the next one, I hope you'll stay cool and stay out of trouble and don't go powder your nose. And but do go to TonyFunderburk.com, look for that merch tab, get that uncool t-shirt. Be uncool like me, man. The one that says, life has rhyme and reason because God made you.
There's a